control initialized.
Hey people, 5 Aces here, coming at you live with a match that has not been played in the Red Alert Global League, but might as well have been played in Masters. But in order to elaborate, let's introduce our players first. We've got in the bottom left, spawning as Ukraine, Smitty, and his opponent du jour, Barf, spawning as Russia. We all know Barf. He came like third, I believe, in the last season of Red Alert Global League Masters. So he's one of the... Well, he used to be one of the top 5 players. Now I think he's like legit the second best player there is currently. The best being Lorry Driver at the moment. And this smells of dog cheese. It smells of cheese and dog. Sounds awful. But yeah, dogs are always hit or miss, you know? So this is either gonna eat an engineer or die trying. And Smitty is a minions player who has been in the scene for a very long time, and his skill level is going to bring him into Masters next season, I believe. Most likely, like a 95% chance of that happening. He's one of those guys who practices a lot with Omnom, with Lorry Driver, Barf. So yeah, he is one of the top contenders for a relegation to Masters. So I'm really excited to see this. Let's just watch events unfold here. Both seem to be opting for a relatively standard War Factory opener. So you can already see the differences from a Lorry Driver. Like, we've casted Lorry Driver a bit, and I'm just trying to elaborate on playstyles. Here we're seeing a War Factory rush, which is not as aggressive, but it can give you either a better economy scaling, or it can give you a vehicle timing on a strong early game vehicle that is gonna disrupt your opponent's build order and his flow of the game. So it's always this kind of flow chart. Do I want to get early pressure with infantry? That's what Lorry Driver does. It's like building 10 or 15 riflemen, maybe a rocket soldier if he's expecting a light tank rush or something, but this is not what's happening here. We're seeing a War Factory rush from both, which just means smoother economical sailing, but also less pressure. But is it really viable on a map like this? That's up for debate, kind of. So Winter Storm. Okay, let's talk about this for a bit. Winter Storm has had a revision, and this is the Red Alert Global League Masters revision, or the Global League revision, which now opened up a lot of the chokes, so the map doesn't play out as choke anymore. And it also opened up the sea. In fact, there didn't used to be any water. This body of water was added by Guerrillo. I think it was used to be like trees on the southern side and maybe water on the northern side, but it never got used because there were no beach tiles to land your transports on. And yeah, Barf is taking precautions. He doesn't want none of this shit. So he's just walling off the beach, putting a nice concrete wall there. And yeah, rushing the classic service depot versus a more economically focused build from Smitty. He's going to get to his service depot now, but not after his second refinery. So what did he skip? Oh yeah, that's why. Smitty built 2 barracks. So he's going for lots of infantry spam around the 3-minute mark when you would usually expect an MCV rush. Barf is going for the classic cheese with his MCV. He is going to relocate his original MCV while he's got the service depot and while the secondary MCV is in queue, which allows you to get to a base faster. Or get 2 bases faster. But it's slightly risky. But he's gonna risk it for the biscuit, and he's gonna run into a flak truck here. Okay, so now it's all up to micro. Barf needs to micro this to get away from the flak truck, and the flak truck of Smitty can stop him from deploying for so long. And look at it, it's actually doing a fairly good chunk of damage. Like, the infantry is just now responding. Oh my god! And he hasn't deployed yet. He had a chance here. Oh! Still blocked off. This is gonna go down! Wow! Alright. That's a big blunder here. Should have worked out in Barf's favor. He had a second to deploy there, but instead he just gets eaten up by a flak truck. His only expansion MCV, that delays his crucial expansion timing with the MCV. So Smitty is ahead by a lot now. He's got the timing down, he's got the MCV, so he can just lock this down, and he's going for a third actually, which is smart. Because the third can always be contested later, but it's harder to push through the second, because the second base has the oil derricks providing line of sight, and you have to destroy the oil derricks first, and once you do this, you alert your opponent to your positioning. So that's kind of how it works. The third expansion is the riskier one. It's a very smart move by Smitty to just lock down the third expansion, except instead of the second one, right? Now it's starting heavy tank production. If there is a flaw in Smitty's playstyle, it's usually he takes up very late. He just goes for his tier 1.5 spam. He goes for lots of infantry, and his vehicle of choice are usually heavy tanks or medium tanks, depending on what he spawns as. I rarely ever see him take to radar dome, or especially don't see him take to nukes, stuff like that. You know, tier 3, not in the cards for him usually most of the time. Anyway, he's busy securing his expansion, and triple MCV out for Smitty, which means that he is ahead. He can now go... Yes, that's what he's doing. That's beautiful. He's going to move his original MCV out and lock down this, which is going to result in a 2 base versus 4 base economy. This is not going to look good for Barf, at least for the time being. He needs to crush at least one of the bases in time. Here we see a nice harvester transfer. You know, 4 harvesters and 2 depleted ore patches is not what we want. So Smitty just transferring over his harvesters. It's always good to have the timing on that down as well. As soon as the ore starts to run low, just send some of them guys down. Prevents them from going on a union strike. And Barf is going for a very risky route here. He has tech to a radar dome. Now this means that he is going to have a lot of cost invested into tech. Now he has to make it count. I would actually love to see V2s versus this. Ooh. You might be wondering, except for the MCV snipe, there's been a fairly calm and peaceful early game. Almost looks like they're having a peace treaty, as long as you're not crossing the Rubicon, which like that's probably the Rubicon. As long as they're not crossing the Rubicon, they're gonna leave each other alone to macro up. So it's all gonna boil down to those massive engagements. Radar dome for Smitty as well. Kind of puts my words to shame, because I called him a non-tech user, which in this game he apparently isn't. And yeah, that's more like him. Massive defensive spam here, just to not get crushed. And see, this expansion, the secondary expansion, is very easy to defend. So we're only seeing... Oh, this is gonna be a move out with a lot. This is a 4 stack of APCs, completely loaded. Let's see what's in there. What's in the box? I guess it's gonna be rocket soldiers. If this is like 20 rocket soldiers, then that's... Oh yes, it's almost 20 rocket soldiers, a couple rifles and civilians. But this is gonna do massive damage regardless, because there is no anti-infantry currently. And still a lot of APCs, a lot of rocket soldiers. Okay, there has not been an MCV, there is... Because he used it to lock down the secondary expansion for Barf. This is doing a number. Wow. Gonna get a lot of value here. Maybe even get the last ore refinery. Nope, he decides to focus the rifle instead. But that's fine. He has knocked him down. Oh, here comes the counter push. And yeah, Smitty has been saving up for this for quite some time. We have a tech center for Barf. That's a scouting tech center, if you will. But the V2s, if he micros this correctly, the V2s should absolutely save his ass here and rip through the forces of Smitty. Couple yaks here, just to provide line of sight. Very good, very good. The tech center are getting low, but all the shots of the infantry are being wasted on the oil derricks. That's what I was talking about earlier. You need to go through those oil derricks, or you need to kill them. You need to kill them or ignore them, but ignoring them is harder, because then you have to like target micro every single individual unit of your opponent, because they're not a move order. Anyway, this has been a big win for Barf, and he's now ramping up shock trooper production, which is, yeah, Smitty's not gonna like this, because his troops are getting stir-fried by shock troopers without a line of sight provider. So that's why Smitty has gone for an airfield here. He doesn't want to be caught with his pants down. Caught with his pants down and zapped. That is. An Iron Curtain for Barf. So Barf is someone who just knows what his position in the game is in, and he had to take a risky gambit. He was going for the early tech off of 1 base when he didn't even have his secondary base established. However, look at the eco. Despite having this nice base rate, and this was very worthwhile for Barf, because he sniped a lot of tech, We're having 9 harvesters for Smitty, 6 for Barf. So despite all this action with the drop here, the earnings have been substantially higher for Smitty. Obviously, the lifetime earnings are gonna speak their own language. I really like the transition into mass V2s because Smitty is extremely reliant upon mass infantry blobs. So if you can get some good shots in, especially with a line of sight provider like a Yak, let's say a Yakovlev Yak for instance, is going to demolish the composition here. Okay, those 2 Yaks just going for a scouting run. Let's see how much did he find. He found most of the stuff. Now just sniping down an innocent power plant. Yo, by the way, what's up with this? Those are coal power plants. Okay, and there's a Mammoth tank that sniped the Yak. Here we have an Allahu Yak bar. Pretty good. 2 Yaks. It's a wash. I think the trade was a wash, but it's always spectacular to watch Yaks crash. It just looks so cool. There is something so soothing about it. If there is anything that is lacking in the composition of Barf, it's mobile anti-air. It's got a couple SAM sites. Yeah, V2 rockets chipping away at the defensive lines here. They could actually go for a Texair snipe. It's 10 seconds until the missiles come online again. Yeah, there we go. He could snipe the Texair willy-nilly here. That would be such a free snipe. And that would stop Mammoth tank production for a long time. Going for the SAM site instead. You know, it's the consolation prize. But anyway, the first Mammoth is hitting the field here. Has been scouted by the Yak earlier. But we're gonna see a shock blob. And we have an Iron Curtain fired up and ready to go. So this engagement is only gonna go one way, and that's Barf's way. Let's see what's he gonna curtain. Probably Mammoths. Yeah, the V2s are wisely retracting in wise foresight. No, it's just one APC to draw all the fire. And that's the power of the Iron Curtain. Now, this means that not only can Barf get free crushes in, but he also has to target micro every single individual unit. And with burst units like Shock Troopers, that's just not feasible. So I predict this base going down. Going the fuck down. Oh, nice hit with the V2s. And those V2s are safely nestled into the backlines. Way more efficient than artillery. Beautiful. Oh, getting so much bang for the buck. V2s are the best counter to any infantry-based composition, if you can find the targets, the right targets, that is. There we go. Mass Shock Trooper blob just clearing house here, going to town and frying the construction yard. Good fight, good night. This is gonna be some sort of a comeback here. Whoa, we have supply trucks. Okay, this must have been a misclick. I don't see why Smitty would ever build supply trucks here. Not only are they gonna die to the Shockies, but they're also gonna provide a nice bounty. They're gonna provide 500 apiece. Let's see. Oh, who's gonna pick up the crate? It's a nice cash rebate. Thank you, sir. Nice cash refund here. It's kind of the refundable army, a refundable meat shield, if you will. Yeah, more and more Shockies. Such a good choice against Ukraine's tier 0 spam. Tier 0 and tier 1.5. Yeah, big comeback for Barf. Let's see how he's gonna deal with this. His harvester is going on a suicidal streak here. Just trying to find some crushes on the Shockies. No, it's just the harvester searching for gems in the area. But anyway, whoa! Now it only. Oh right, that's right. Barracks HP got nerfed, so now it only takes two V2 rockets or missiles, I believe, to take down a barracks, which is a very advisable nerf. It has been long overdue. Wow, those are unprotected, guys. Like I always keep saying, never go in without protection. But this is the cleanup on the original base here, so there's gonna be nothing left in the original base for Smitty. Barf is gonna sacrifice his V2s, I guess. He's gonna trade in. Oh, nice Iron Curtain though. He can still get a lot of value and then move out safely. Probably waiting for a second missile reload. Yeah. Boom, there we go. Beautiful, now he should just move back. And the yaks are empty. There is no ammo in the yaks. So this is a pretty good deal for Barf. Yep. Getting out scot-free. And there is... Oh, that's kind of a warm welcome in Commando. Just waiting for him here. The intercept. Okay, well, there is no Iron Curtain for this engagement, so this is not gonna go as well for Barf as the other one. Still though, the refundable meat shields going in. Keep in mind they can't crush their light vehicles. And as long as there is Mammoths, there is hope. Because the Mammoths are keeping the rifle shots away from the Sharkies. V2s meanwhile going to snipe the service depot. Yeah... Like, good idea, good execution, still not worth it. Ah, get the crate. What's in the crate? It's 500 bucks, spoiler alert. Because, yeah, those are not the random crates that drop, like the money crates that get dropped by... Oh! Money crates that get dropped by supply trucks always give you 500 bucks. So, the way things work here. But this has evened up the game. Barf, the Blobmaster 3000, now back to his original 3 bases that rightfully belong to him. He still has a fierce army to deal with. Oh, that's an Allahu Akbar! Just slightly to the left would have been better. It's not about how many riflemen you kill, as spectacular as it may look. It's more about how many rocket soldiers you get, because those... Oh, nice force fire. Because the rocket soldiers are where it's at. They cost you 3 times as much, and if you kill like 1 cell full of rocket soldiers, boom. That's the value of 2 medium tanks down the drain. With rifles, if you kill a cell of rifles, well, that's the worth of 5 rifles. It's like the worth of a midnight snack, probably. Ooh, nice, sniping a Mammoth, but a bit of a premature curtain. Let's see, is there... Yeah, there's curtain tech for Smitty, he just built it. So we're gonna have a counter curtain, fortunately. Smitty's still force firing. That's a good way of deterring your opponent when he has such a small army. No real line of sight provider. The ecograph should have evened out here. Smitty's still ahead. What? How? How the hell is Smitty ahead? He is not mining from this base. Barf, in the meantime, has been mining from all of his expansions. I don't get it. This one derrick is not gonna make the difference here. One derrick just gives you like 500 a minute. It's not that much. Okay, if the ecograph doesn't go down for Smitty, then I'm calling foul here. Like legit, what's happening? My analytical skills tell me that he should be way further behind in this, or he should be behind in the first place. Huh. The army value should have evened out though. Yeah, Barf has gotten some nice trades. He ironed out the this little knack in his curve here, in his combat curve, and is now pretty far ahead in terms of assets killed. In terms of assets owned, he's ahead as well. Yeah, him crushing the base here was exactly what he needed. Little scouting run from a yak out of Smitty. He doesn't want to engage into Mammoth tanks at all. At all. This is just shock trooper bait. So it all depends. Okay, there's gonna be an iron curtain up, right? Oh, the line of sight going down. There's gonna be an iron curtain for Barf anytime soon now. It is ready, in fact. So as long as, yeah, he can curtain this, then run in and now go in with the Sharkies. There's a counter curtain for Smitty, so this is not gonna amount to much. This push is gonna be a wash. No matter how he plays it out now. There is not gonna come much from this. The rest of the army has safely retreated into 5 flame towers and a Tesla coil. So yeah, it's an even trade. One thing I don't like though is that the curtain for Smitty is in a super vulnerable position. There's a paradropper here, yeah. Okay, so if Barf sells like some of these wall tiles and parks 3 V2s here, or even just 2, he can snipe it in 2 volleys. This is a very vulnerable position for an iron curtain. Don't like it. Not a big fan of this. Meanwhile, Barf's iron curtain is safely nestled or tucked in between his tech server, a couple defensive structures. You know, there's not going to be a snipe anytime soon. We are seeing a nuke. Finally, it's been a while since I've seen a game with a nuke. The mammoth count is going up for Smitty. But, yeah, look at this. Who's got more mammoths? Who's got the bigger D? I know who has. Right. So let's check the eco graph, because this is... What the fuck? Okay, what the fuck game? Why? Smitty has harvested all his shit as well. He's not harvesting the gems, which Barf hasn't done either. So that's kind of a wash. There's a MiG out. That's what I love to see. And is there a SAM site in the queue? Smitty's gone for Tesla coil. No. So he could easily snipe a couple of those harvesters. Alright, at this point, this is where it starts to get really weird, because now Smitty's back to 3 bases, and his eco, despite being the same now, is going to skyrocket. I simply don't get it. Developers, please. Something's really, really fishy here. Yeah, and wow. 6 mammoths and a plethora of infantry. That's more like a platoon locking down the middle here. By the way, mammoths don't have great line of sight, and their turn rate is atrocious. So if Barf feels confident in his MiG skills, he can actually out-micro the mammoth. He can shoot at mammoth tanks without them being able to retaliate. Let's see if it's going for the run here. But I really like his MiG choice. It's kind of a very confident choice, let's put it that way. But it's gonna get so much worse here. Look at this, just chasing down innocent poor V2s that are just trying to make a living here and survive. One last run could take out the Tesla, but no, decides against it. Problem is they take a long time to rearm. Maybe if they were to rearm faster, they would have been produced more. I like the mass transition into MiGs. They can be so good versus mammoth tanks, especially if they're just slightly out of position. But it all depends on whether Barf feels confident enough to know that the enemy has no line of sight. Also, great scouts. They make for great scouts. We're seeing a rifle push here, but that's just a distraction. And here... Oh. The MCV is in peril. MCV probably going down. Is there a SAM site anytime soon? He needs to commit here. Alright, the shock is... Yeah, okay, there's an eye curtain cleaning this up. Ooh, there's a SAM site being built. I can smell the SAM site coming. Oh! Okay, he hasn't gotten a single MiG. That's pretty good. And now, one last strafe is gonna take out the Conyard. Do it! Do it, Barf! Ah! He cancelled it early! It was just 1 missile instead of 2. Like, usually they use their double missile armament. Nice, he got it anyway. So it's MiG for Conyard. Good trade. Oh, baiting into the parabombs and getting snipes on the shock troopers is Smitty. And he's baiting into the parabombs, but who is he baiting really? Is he only just baiting himself? Let's find out. Oh! No way, he killed his own mammoth tank. Oh, Smitty, so little mistake here, but that's understandable in the heat of battle. So Barf should have pulled back his MiGs earlier. You can pull them back after you fire or after you just unleash the missile, and they're gonna turn immediately because their rate of turn is the best in the game. It's like 9 out of 9. Ooh, good push. Still good push here. Still keeping going. So if he had gone earlier, if he had turned around earlier, he would have made his MiGs survive. That was exactly what he would have needed. Okay. Yeah, good enough, good enough. And now, this is Missile Macross. This is the reckoning here. Oh wow! Wasting MiG ammo on freaking rifle infantry. At this point I would just snipe the Tesla coil. That's all he needs to do in order to breach here. Another dispatch of infantry, but I don't see a single... I see like 2 rocket soldiers. This is snack food. This is snack food for mammoths, dude. Do it. If only Barf had just targeted the Tesla coil, he could have gone in. Easy mode. 3 minutes on the missile silo. Man, this game is awesome. This has been an amazing game. Wow! Those Yaks just out of position. One of them falling. Yeah, missiles timeout. So I see what Smitty's doing here. He's trying to lock down the middle while also gaining access to the base, but he doesn't know about the wall. Oh, it does. He does. Maybe he's just trying to force fire it down. Barf should have the curtain back up, yep. So if he just relegates shock trooper production to here and goes for a Tesla coil or something, flame tower would be enough. And Barf honestly has overinvested in MiGs. 7 MiGs. That's actually the number you need to one-shot a freaking Mammoth tank. 1 MiG going down, 6 remaining. Okay, there's the flame tower. There we go. Sniping the Mammoth. Now all he needs is a couple of V2s against those pesky infantry blobs. Yaks being shot out of the skies. And what you want to do, by the way, in case you're wondering, you don't want to engage frontally into a Mammoth tank. You always have to look at his turret facing. Now the turret facing is to the west. Now, if you see this, you want your MiGs to approach from the east. Nice free snipe on Tesla coils. Yep, that's the way you do it. Money for nothing and chicks for free. But, there's so little infantry. What you gonna do when they come for you? Ooh. What's Barf gonna do here? He has overinvested in MiGs. I hope he's not still producing any. He isn't. He's just going for shockies. Pure shock blob. And the MCV redeploying, trying... there's like one location you can go for, like here or here. 2 locations, I guess, but neither of them are particularly good. We're seeing an engagement on the southern side. I think he's trying to force out the curtain here. Pretty sure that's what's happening. But this also means that the army is completely out of position and the nuke silo is in peril. Oh, the flame tower is in range. Oh, clench. Okay, Barf retaining his missile silo for now. Oh, it's still alive. The hills are alive with the sound of music. Not like this. He needs an engineer. Stat. Oh, that's the Conyard and the missile silo. Really bad. You have to, like with MiGs, you never want to be this close to infantry. Usually you don't have to, but this, like, close quarters combat is favoring the huge giant blob here. There's a snipe on a Mammoth again. The shotgun should be enough to hold the line. Wow, is this target fire? No. He's on autopilot. But anyway, the shockies. Shockies by themselves, like, you see how ridiculous they are at clearing blobs, but they still need a meat shield. Because they're super fragile. They are game enders, yes, but use them in moderation. That's what I'm trying to get at. Barf may be over-investing into the high-tech even. 3 MiGs remaining. 4 remaining. Yeah, here we can get some nice snipes. If he moves into this, he can get nice snipes. Like, MiGs have 6 cells range. That's, like, from here to here. He can snipe them from here. If he has the line of sight, which, given he has MiGs, he's always going to have the line of sight. Oh, the Iron Curtain has been scouted. This is not going to be a good time for him. By the way, no Conyard here. I would actually go for a snipe on the Harvesters. Some of them are super low at the time being. There's a full scouting run with the MiGs. They're so good at doing that. Look at this. It's so good to just... They're so good to just swoop around the map with. And he's gonna realize that most of the army production is centered around here. Right? He has not scouted the nuke. What? He has not scouted the nuke, don't tell me. He's looking for the nuke! It's right here, buddy! Okay, he's gonna get the consolation prize. Actually, at this stage of the game, this might be the more important... Yeah, now he's got it. This might be the more important snipe. There's a full charge on the curtain. Smitty not pressing the button fast enough. Just gonna let it die instead. So we have the Iron Curtain advantage for Barf versus the army advantage. Oh, plus parabombs. Good stuff, good stuff. Clearing some of the shock blob. And killing any amount of shock troopers is already a great value proposition because they are so expensive. Expensive to reinforce especially. Yeah, now I was right. 2 missiles are now enough to take out a barracks. So this is a direct buff to V2s. It's almost like a power plant now. With power plants you only need like a little love tap, like one missile and a little love tap to take it out. One of those strange, awkward, out of place coal power plants. More MiGs. We have 4 MiGs again for Barf. No, he just didn't lose any. So yeah, he can get some snipes here. Oh wow, this was only missiles from 3 MiGs fired. Good stuff. I love some good MiG micro. I love casting this match right now. Oh, the service depot is under fire. No way to recover it. He should just sell it at this point. But there's just... Oh, shit. One of the MiGs down. Man, my favorite units. MiGs are legit, I think, my favorite unit in the game. Glass cannons. Fragile but awesome. And deadly. Honestly, what Barf should have done when he went for the attacking run, he should have realized that there is no construction yard here, so he should have just sniped the harvesters here, then gone to rearm, and while Smitty is busy rebuilding, there's an iron curtain. Oh, he's trying to get the missile silo, but it's too far away. What is he doing? He knows, like, Barf's a good player. He knows that this is not gonna work, especially not with the pathing fucking up and the V2 is being blocked. This is not gonna end well, man. He's trying to go for a missile slap, but... Oh, God. 1v2 down. 2v2s down. Oh, 2 missiles. Well, he could now go for it. The MiGs are out of position. Not like this. And the Conduit has redeployed, so he really needs to get a snipe here. Oh, there's a covert SAM site. Just hidden behind the iron curtain, making it look like it's part of the model. Oh no! Not like this. Shit, man. Barf must realize he's in dipshit now. Okay, this was a big throw. Credits to Smitty. This looks like it's part of the Iron Curtain model. So no one would blame Barf for overlooking the SAM site. Like, takes the perception of a fucking cheetah to, and by that I mean the animal, not the cheater. Takes the perception of a cheetah or a jaguar to take this out. That's an all-in move from Barf. He is selling. He is done with this shit, but the V2s keep fucking over his infantry. The shock blob is not gonna reach in time. That's like 2,000 down the drain. More and more streaming in, but it's coming, it's just trickling in. It's not a stream, it's more like a trickle. Here comes the all-in move. I don't see this ending well for Barf. He has committed, and he's not gonna get much done here. The Iron Curtain is up, actually, but there is one Mammoth tank. One solitary Mammoth tank. Can he hold the line? He needs to pull the trigger. Mammoth tank down. No, sir. No, sir. It's just not happening. This is all that Barf has got. His bases are still intact, but his army is gone. Well, 2 of his 3 bases are intact. But his army is gone. Wow. Amazing game. Lots of things to analyze. So first off, let's look at the econ graph. This was so weird. Maybe it was around this time. Maybe the econ graph just dipped later on. Maybe it was this little bit where... No, but Smitty was not harvesting from this patch. Okay, there was a long period of time, at least 5 minutes, where Smitty was not harvesting from the his original patch because it got raided and he didn't rebuild. Still, he had the better eco. I don't understand how, because the eco for Barf was fully saturated and the eco for Smitty was not. And there was like the difference in oil derricks was just that one of the oil derricks was down for Barf, but that's not what makes the difference. Secondly, what's up with this spike here? Ah, that's the cells. Ah, cells now get factored into the... I didn't know. Cells now get factored into the calculation for earned per minute. Interesting, I had no idea. Thirdly, what went wrong in this game for Barf? Like, he had a bad start, obviously. He lost his MCV to a single flak truck, which is something that can happen to the best of players, and Barf is like easily one of the top 3 best players right now. So, yeah. Secondly, the engagements, like, shock troopers are great, but they need a meat shield. And he had 2 engagements where he didn't have his meat shield up. He just had shock troopers sitting around there, and they got chipped away by the V2s. Thirdly, MiGs. Big kudos to Barf for using MiGs and using them maybe not to their fullest potential, but using them in a beautiful way. Like, nice showcase here. Nice for just showing how those units work. They are great, they have a great rate of turn, great line of sight, and amazing damage, but they're glass cannons. So you can't really use them around stationary infantry, you can't use them around SAM sites. But what you can do, and Barf was maybe a bit too hesitant on that, is sniping Mammoths, but you have to, you know, it's gonna result in a "that's what she said" joke, but you have to come in from behind, in the rear with the gear. It's because the turret rotation of Mammoths is atrocious, by the way. So let's say these Mammoths here. If you fly your MiGs, obviously just don't think about this here. If this were to not exist, if we're just like this patch of Mammoths. If I fly my MiGs in from the south here and try attacking the Mammoth tank, it's gonna respond. It's gonna have the line of sight, and the turret has faced the right way to snipe my MiG, and MiG goes down in pretty sure in one volley of Tusk missiles. Instead, if I come from the south, just don't think about this here. If I come from the north, sorry, and just turn around once I hear the missiles firing, like the bale unloaded, it does like this kind of swooshing sound. I micro them somewhere else. Then the missiles are gonna hit, and the Mammoth tank is not even gonna see the MiG, because it has like 5 cells of line of sight, and MiGs have 6 cells of range. They can turn immediately. So yeah, that's how you would play this out in theory, but obviously it's always easier said than done. And kudos to Smitty for like putting down an impressive show against probably the second best player right now. Just in case you're wondering, I just played my RHL match versus Barf last week, and he blasted me 2-0 because I don't have the time to practice right now. All I'm doing is casting occasionally, and yeah, other than that, real life is keeping me really busy and on my toes, so I can practice like half an hour of OpenRA at best at the moment. So I have 1-2 seasons of Global League, but this season is not gonna be mine for the taking, but it's nice change of pace. Let's see for season 4, maybe season 4 is gonna see a comeback of me in the competitive scene, but for now I'm like 1-3 in my matches. So let's see how it goes. No, sorry, I'm 3-3 now, but still not a good haul. Last season, I think the top competitors were myself, Barf, and Medium Tank, and between the 3 of us, we dropped like 6 games. This season is going to be very different with the advent of Lorry Driver, who just keeps tearing people up. So anyway, great game, enjoyable to cast. Hope you enjoyed it as well. Subscribe for more Minecraft Let's Plays, and for more annoying auto-tune music videos. That's my jam. I'll see you guys next time. 5 Aces, out.
Battle control terminated.